Alright, hello for anyone tuning in. My name is Steven Sorensen. I'm the creator of Ctruth, and this is my office hours number 2, where I am available to answer your questions. I got the live chat up. I'll be paying attention, so drop a question, leave me a comment, let me know what's up. I will be here for the next hour or two. Hey Tristoth, I'm not sure how to say your name, but welcome to the stream. I'm glad that you have enjoyed my content about Edwin Johnson and the creation of the Christian religion. If you have any questions, I am here to answer them. Otherwise, I am just working on some stuff in the background. I don't know if Edwin Johnson has a theory as to who were the original Benedictines. Is there a theory out there that they weren't actually Benedictines to start with, or that they got co-opted by someone else? You say your understanding is his thesis centered around the original creation of Christianity was by a sect of anonymous Benedictine monks. Yeah, I don't know too much about it to say whether or not that's his thesis. As far as you know, he has never identified any authentic historic figures. I haven't read all of his works. I am somewhat familiar with like the basics that he argues, which is a recent Christianity and a line at about 1500 for when things become sketchier in history. But as far as the details go, I'm not as familiar. Jack. Yo, I don't know why this is a common topic right now, but I have heard of that, and I am not convinced that it is anything useful. If you think it's something useful, I'm more than welcoming of you for offering up your best evidence of that, or your best source that you would appeal to for supporting that notion. The water of life. I'm pretty sure I've heard of that before. Hold on. Let me check it out. Originally published in 1944. Let's see what people are saying about it on Goodreads. I guess if that works for you, that works for you. Museo asks, when was your first introduction to Fomenka? I think it was 2016. I have an article on my website here about it. Or I have a note in it in this article here. – 2016. I was 21. I first began looking into Fomenka's new chronology, and for about 2 years I was just reading the books in my off time. No problem. Yeah, if you go to the website, on the home page, there's a search bar right here. Just type in my background. That should be the first article. And if you're ever on any other page of the website, the search bar is over on the right at the very top of the widgets panel. All right, Jack. how is this book, what's like the most intense disease that you can cure yourself with this? All disease? So you could cure COVID with this? This guy says fasting is the cure-all. Jack, I think this is probably going to be something for me to not cover on the live stream. I'll look into it a little more, but one book from 1944, I'm not sure if that's going to be enough to convince me on the miraculous benefits of what you're suggesting here. I'm not sure what YouTube's guidelines are on this topic. I would imagine it is somewhat of a taboo topic, but I don't want to get my whole thing flagged for talking about that. I'm sure there's plenty of online forums where you can have that discussion with people. If you're dropping links, I'm not seeing them here. Museo. I'm not sure how to say your name either, but I have looked into the raw meat eating thing. That is a interesting rabbit hole. Jack, I did start I started a poll on the Ctruth thing here for voting on which video for me to do a live reaction to. So if you become a patron, you can get a vote in on which one of these two to do a reaction video for. Oh yeah, I remember. You're going to give me some avocado trees. I do like avocados though. I'll probably be eating some later tonight with my dinner. Alright, I'm gonna look that up after the live stream. I'm putting it in my notes right now. Yeah, Samuel, I am going to look into it more. It's one of the most popular things that people ask me about, so I'm going to be doing more videos on that. And cool. So yeah, I have the Alpha Vedic thing in my notes to check out here after the live stream. Samuel, I do have a poll up on the Ctruth Patreon account now. I'm going to be starting to do these once a week. So right now the choice is between John Levi's video or Mind Unveiled's video. And then I'll be reacting to that next Saturday, I think is when I have it scheduled for. We got Contrastarian in the chat. He's asking if I've ever heard about geopolymer concrete. Egypt pyramid have been built in concrete a few hundred years ago. I have heard about geopolymer concrete, and I have heard people argue that the pyramids were built just a few hundred years ago. I don't know of any sources for that off the top of my head. I haven't covered it on my website yet. But if you have good sources for it, go ahead and name them in the comments, and I can check them out right now, or I can check them out when I look back through the comments after the stream is over. I do have a friend who was looking into germ theory versus terrain theory for a little while. Maybe I'll have to ask him about this and see what he thinks, since he's got more knowledge in the area. I'm not sure if you can drop links in the chat here, but if you name it enough for me to find it, I can look it up. Jack is asking about Brown's gas. I think he's talking about oxyhydrogen. Not sure what exactly. I don't think you guys can drop links in the chat, so you'll have to just name it enough for me to find the links on my own, or anyone else that's reading or watching or wanting to find that. Yep, for anyone dropping links in the chat, I don't think that the links are going to show up, so you'll have to tell me who your source is and what the name of their video or article is. Alright, so yeah, it's Davidovitz. I've heard of him. I'm not sure why it won't allow links. Let me see if I can change the settings. I'm not seeing any way to change the settings while I'm live streaming. I have to do that after. What's the big thing with the Brown's gas? If you could like sum it up in a comment here, why is that important? Oh, alright, so it helps plants grow faster and healthier. How long do I think history is? It reminds me of this question where you ask, how tall do you weigh? I'm not sure what you mean by how long do I think history is. Like, how far back can we go with it? Yeah, I was on Crow. I was on his channel once. Contrastarian is asking, how long do I think history is? After what century is it more or less reliable? I mean, I'm not sure if you could put like a bar on the centuries. I think that there's history from every period that's more or less reliable. Some sources are considered more reliable than others, and it would depend on where we're looking. I mean, we only have sources, according to the consensus scholarship, going back maybe 6,000 or 7,000 years. Other than that, we have archaeological evidence prior to that. I'm not sure if you could put like what Edwin Johnson or Fomenko does, put a bar on when can we have some certainty here or there. And there's a lot of different areas of history too. It's a huge field. Aquatic Ape Theory. Any thoughts? Not particularly. It's not one that I'm extremely familiar with. Let's give it a look though. Alright, I'm into it. Let's see, so this is Aquatic Ape Theory. We start in the tree, we go for a swim, and then we come out as a man. Now let's check it out. Let's see, who created it? Elaine Morgan. Popularized in the 70s and 80s. What's your thoughts on it? Do we evolve from semi-aquatic or fully aquatic apes? There's a TED Talk about it. I will check that out. Let me see if I can find that real quick. Oh, here we have it. This is the lady that came up with it. Here we got a critique of the Aquatic Ape TED Talk. You know who I think a good person to ask about this would be Gutsick Gibbon. She seems to be pretty on top of things like this. This channel right here. Hey, if you have people that also would ask questions like this or think about these types of things, share this link with them. Let them know that this is going to be happening more often. I'll be taking questions. I'll be looking into stuff live on the stream. We can get down to the bottom of a lot of stuff here. You say, Samuel Atwood is saying that evolution as a whole is highly questionable. Believed it as gospel until finally a couple of years ago I decided to prove it to myself. You decided to prove it to yourself, at which point you stopped believing in evolution as gospel? Basically, yes, Sam says. The whole edifice falls apart under scrutiny. Samuel, what is evolution? The book that did you in was Darwin on Trial. Let's check it out. (1991) by law professor Philip E. Johnson. So not by an evolutionary biologist. Samuel is referring to evolution by natural selection as the supposed process by which all life on Earth developed. There's a Wikipedia page for this book. It has become a central text of the intelligent design movement, according to the Wikipedia authors. I think I've heard of this book before, too. Well, I mean, my understanding of evolution is that it's the change in allele frequencies over time. And my understanding is also that micro and macro evolution aren't really separate things. That's more of something that non-professionals talk about. It's a superficial segregation, a superficial bifurcation. I don't believe everything I read on Wikipedia, so let's try and find out more about this guy here. I notice it doesn't say anything about his religious affiliations. Ooh, looks like he's dead. Yeah, he died November 2nd, 2019. Here we got DarwinOnTrial.com. A population of wolves can maybe change size or fur color over time, but they can't evolve into mice or cats. I don't know enough about evolution to say one way or the other on that one. Well, here it says, this is on DarwinOnTrial.com, that Johnson was, he didn't see the key issue with the age of the earth or differing interpretations of Genesis, but a fundamental question of interest into theists and non-theists alike: is life the result of blind, undirected natural causes, or is it the result of purposeful design? This isn't a question about evolution, though. This is a question about abiogenesis, or where does life come from? Is life the result? Not are the changes in allele frequency, but is life itself. So is it about evolution? I'm not sure why he's focused on Darwin if it's about the origins of life itself and how do we get life from non-life. He says he was a master at spotting issues. I'm not sure how he missed this one. Here we have a thought-terminating cliche. It says, it has been often said that all truth passes through 3 stages. And then it goes through these 3 stages, but this is definitely not the case, regardless of how often it's been said that it is. This is demonstrably false. Maybe, what's his name, Johnson? Maybe Johnson didn't review this page for his website here. Also, spotting issues, there's 2 spaces after the period there. There should only be 1. Just based on this very cursory overview, I'm not entirely convinced that this guy is going to be a very strong case, make a very strong case for anti-evolution. I'm sure this guy has been addressed elsewhere. I feel like I've heard of him before. Let me see if Vice Rhino does a lot on this kind of thing. Maybe not. I'll have to get back to you on that. I don't know if the source that they have on Wikipedia even exists. Let's see if I can find the book online. Oh, here it is. This copy doesn't have page numbers. There's the contents. Alright, so we have a legal setting, we got natural selection. Doesn't look like they mention abiogenesis. Well, that's a pretty harsh critique. Johnson's arguments typically either are wrong, insignificant, or were previously expressed by others. I'll try and find, maybe I'll read through part of the book and see if I find any issues with it. But I think this is going to conclude the stream for today. It's been going for about an hour and 7 minutes. And, yeah. So be sure to check out the Patreon, sign up, get access to vote for the next live stream on Saturday for the video reaction poll. Other than that, take care, everyone. Thanks for joining. Thanks for asking your questions. Keep an eye out. Hit the bell. Subscribe. Drop a comment on this after it's posted. And I will talk to you next time. Take care.